for the purpose of this video, become very, very present to this moment. Let go of thinking about how you are perceiving this video. Let go of thinking about what you're maybe thinking about me right now. Let go of thinking about what you're going to be doing later. Notice the thoughts that you're having. Notice where your attention is currently at, other than this video. And let it go. When you simply drop your thoughts about this moment, when you let go of your perspective on this moment and simply just observe it without a perspective, without a judgment, without a label, when you let go of all of your assessments, when you let go of all of your beliefs just for a couple of seconds, again and again and again, like you're doing right now, like I'm asking you to do right now, as you watch this video. Any single time you notice yourself thinking something or believing something or filtering what you're hearing through something, let it go and just become very present. And just only be aware of my voice, only be aware of what you're looking at, and be aware of yourself. Be aware of your awareness. When you constantly do this again and again for a couple of seconds at a time throughout the day, becoming very present, dropping all judgments, dropping all labels, dropping all memory, right? In the moments when you are intensely present, there's no memory. You're just there. All that exists is just your awareness. So when you continue to do this, you wake up to the fact that the intellectual activity that is constantly going on is not required for your survival. It is not a normal way of being. It is not necessary for you to prolong your existence. Because when you let go of all that stuff, right? Without memory for those couple of seconds, without beliefs for those couple of seconds, what remains? When everything from your mind is let go of, is completely dropped, even for a few seconds, what remains? In that window, you'll notice that all your problems go. There are no problems in those few seconds. There's not even a remembrance, a memory of those problems. There are no beliefs. There are no assumptions. There are no judgments. There are no labels. There are no feelings. The only thing that remains after all of that stuff is gone for just those few seconds, the only thing that remains is your awareness of the present moment. The only thing that remains is the contents of your reality and your awareness of them. Now this is the state which will open you up to the perspective of higher self. This is the state as it becomes more and more practiced, more and more prolonged, right? When you, in the beginning, it's just going to be those few seconds that you'll notice this kind of, sense of higher self. It's a sense of observation, sense of detachment from your small self, from your mind. But over time, this grows. When you continue to cut the linearity of thinking, right? When you constantly pierce through the veil of linear thinking, you experience this state more and more often. And what happens in those moments, even though you don't realize it in the beginning, it might even seem kind of pointless to you in the beginning, But what you're doing is actually you're detaching identification from your mind and body. You are elevating yourself to a higher perspective, a perspective of your higher self, which is the one projecting this entire experience, which is the one that creates reality. Your mind, the small self, which is within the reality that you're experiencing, right? The reality that you are experiencing is inseparable from this body. So the small self that you think is creating reality is not actually creating reality. It is not capable of creating reality. What creates reality is the higher self, is the larger perspective that you wake up to when you practice this more and more and more. And this also is the evolution of your awareness. This becomes the constant expansion of your awareness. A state in which you wake up more and more and more and realize that everything that you are experiencing, including your mind and body, including the thoughts that you're having, are actually part of the painting that you have painted. Who are you? You are not what you have painted. You are not the mind and body itself. You are the awareness which is creating this entire experience, which in the awareness in which this entire experience, including your mind and body, exist. Now, again, notice yourself already kind of making judgments about this teaching. Notice yourself filtering this teaching and my words and my appearance and this video or what's around you currently through your perceptions, through your labels, through your judgments. And just as soon as you notice that, drop it. Drop all intellectual activity. That is what is required for you to access the realm of being rather than the realm of thoughts, feelings, projection. And the more you access that realm of being, that realm of nothingness, where nothing other than awareness is, you're being aware of nothing but awareness itself. In that realm is where you start to gain true power, is where your power starts to multiply, is where your awareness itself seems to multiply. Starts to multiply. And that is a crucial step that you have to start taking if you really want to first wake up to that perspective of higher self, detach yourself from your small self, and two, if you want to create your own reality. Because without this, there really is no empowerment. As long as you are identified with the painting and you're trying to paint a new painting, you're going to struggle to create a new painting. So come alive to who you truly are, little by little, one day at a time, one practice interval at a time. Practice this more and more deeply every single time, just dropping everything, letting go of everything, and just noticing the awareness that remains. And you'll continue to wake up to this higher perspective. You'll continue to find it easier and easier detaching yourself from your thoughts, from your emotions, from your attachments to your desires, right? It doesn't mean that you're letting go of your desire, it just means you're letting go of attachment to your desire, which actually helps you manifest your desires much faster. It is your attachment to your thoughts, emotions, desires, and everything that keeps you fixed in that kind of reality, right? To shift to a different reality, which is your free will, which is 100% always available to you, it requires you to detach yourself from that limited perspective, from that reality, come into this realm of being, the one that actually has this free will, That small self doesn't have free will necessarily. Your higher self is free will. So it requires, from you to go from here to here, it requires you to detach, come into being, and then project a new reality. But this is very difficult for you to do if you stay within this perspective. If you stay attached to all the things that this self is experiencing. In order to have a new reality, you have to project a new self. And in order to realize that you have the power to project a new self, you have to first detach from your current small self and come into who you truly are. And then you can project a new small self version of you, which comes with its own reality, which is more like in nature to that small self. This is the process that I take all my students through in my accelerated reality course as well. So if you really want to learn how to do this process, click the link in the description box below. There is no empowerment without awareness. There is no creating your own reality without waking up to the perspective of higher self. So do this side by side with your create your own reality practice, right? Employ the reality transurfing techniques, the law of attraction techniques. Do all of those things, but at the same time, be equally as active in your search for a higher self. I say search, it's a funny term to describe that, but because it's already here, you are already that. But your awareness of higher self, make that your number one priority, side by side, or even greater than creating your own reality. Because a natural byproduct of awareness of higher self is being able to naturally create your own reality more and more. The more you grow in awareness of the higher self, the more you will grow in your ability to create your own reality. So don't neglect this crucial part of the create your own reality process. Realize that the reason most people fail to create their own reality, the reason that most people try these techniques for years and then quit because it's not working, is because they're just that identified with that small self, and all these the attachments and all the thoughts that come with that small self, the reality that comes with that small self, they just fully lose themselves within that, and they try to create their own reality from that space, not realizing that they have to first zoom out, detach, and then project and choose a new small self, a new reality, everything that comes as a corresponding agent with that new small self. This is the process of creating your own reality. That is where your empowerment lies. So practice this, a couple of seconds at a time. Come undone completely, unravel, let go of all the things that you're usually projecting, and just become a blank slate again and again and again throughout the day, multiple times. And you'll notice a difference right away. You'll notice a difference almost instantly, in just a few days, how this affects your state of being, and you'll start to wake up to your true self. Practice this. Again, if you want to actually just be guided through this process, how to exactly do it step by step, click the link in the description box below. Watch my free accelerated reality masterclass, or you can go straight to the course page. But other than that, give me a thumbs up if you haven't already. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And I will see you in the next video.